Hello and welcome back, Commanders and Commanderettes. Justy Puller here with another video for War Commander. This one is Dogs of War 2. This is a couple of different options for the faction assault bases. Um, this is for the Omega Kane parts. And I have a video out there of the way that I was doing it. I was using the Bounty Hunter to um, sort of distract it, but this is another way to do it. Um, what I want to do is just try to take out um, these infantry in the front. That's my goal. And you may or may not get it done in one hit. I find that it's kind of frustrating to have it end um, right when you're close to the end, and then you gotta basically set everything up again. So rather than that happening, I just straight away, as soon as I clear out the infantry and get rid of the floating turrets, and then I end attack and re-attack. So it does take two attacks. And really, guys, they nerfed everything we have. So uh, yes, we have the Gus now. He's a good unit, um, for the next month maybe before he gets nerfed. That's the way it's been going. It used to be 3 months before they would nerf anything, and then they would give us a new unit before they nerfed everything. This one was different. They nerfed everything before we even got Gus, and they just went across the board, which I still don't have an explanation for. I really don't know what is going on up there at Kixeye. However, it can't be good. So with Gus, you can take out some of the other turrets on the side, on the left-hand side of those infantry. You can take out the bastion over here near the CC. You got plenty of range to be able to take out that bastion. Sometimes I'll bring Akumas over here. There's those ones on the side I was talking about. Sometimes I'll bring Akumas over here. So I just got in the habit of clearing this barbed wire, or this low infantry wire. And then here's the bastion. You can take it out, no problem, and then still be able to get out of there before the king gets anywhere near you. I was using, as you can see, the Asmodeus to take out some of those floater turrets. It's very effective because he's got very, very good range. I'm going to show you a couple different ways to do this. You can do this just with Akumas, just straight Akumas, and that works. And I don't know. It it's about the same amount of time. But in these videos here, I'm not using the Hunter at all. But I am using a couple of other units. It's not necessary. You'll see there's one video that I do in this video, because I do like three different bases, three different ways. And I think it's the very next video, I just use straight Akumas and zero damage, also two hits, but pretty quick. And there's a number of ways. You're not locked in to just using the Hunter. The Hunter's a little bit annoying. It's a lot of setup, and it just seems like more boring to me. This is more fun to me because it's more active. You do want to make sure that all those infantry are dead before you bring your Asmodeus in there. Your Asmodeus has a really long repair time. He can shoot the floater just behind the existing um, diviners, but you do not want. I've been lucky; nobody's ever hit my Asmodeus, but if one of those diviners were to hit your Asmodeus, I don't know, it'd probably two-shot it. And then you'd have, I don't know what it is. It's a while. It's like 6 hours or 8 hours of repair. And just to let you know, your Gus has a very, very high priority. So they will walk right past the fire outrunners and go for Gus. Even though they target the fire outrunners first, there's a new thing that Kixeye has done where they don't continue to target. If there's a higher priority, they switch. And that's why it's very difficult to trap Kane, because his AI is much more complicated now. So once these diviners are dead, that's really all I care about. You can use a shock missile to shock the CC later, but you do have to take out uh, the anti-missile bastion in the back. So I don't even bother with it. I have shock op on, and if one of your fire outrunners happens to hit the CC, it stuns it instantly. So I don't bother with the missiles. The shock op is cheap. We've got plenty of uh, metals these days. Everyone's overflowing with metals. So now I'm bringing in Kobayashi and a couple more. So I have a total of 9 Akumas, including Kobayashi, or Kobayashi and 8 Akumas. And what I'm doing, this is not a glitch. I stopped everybody on purpose, okay? So that I can get double the 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 amount of fire outrunners. And the first thing you want to, oh, see, that's what it gets. It's annoying. You just get set up, and then it ends on you. So what I should have done, pardon me, is ended attack. But that's fine. So we just set up again, and that helps me. I don't want my Akumas spawning at different times. I want to set them up so that they all spawn at the same time, and then I also want, like, see here, I spawned them just a second apart from each other, so they're spawning kind of messed up. So what I'll do is I'll put these guys up in front to kind of repair um, that mismatched spawning. And what this does is this creates more difficulty for um, the Omega Kane to deal with all of these fire outrunners at the same time. So uh, so you stop them. You got time. You can stop them. And then wait for the second row to come. But as soon as the second row comes, then you want to get them going, because they don't last that long, but they'll last this long for sure. Um, Once the second row comes, you're good to go. Also, like I'm doing here, I'm moving everybody forward. So the reason I did that is so that I'm even closer, so that I have more time on my fire outrunners. And then when the second row comes in, you can target Kane. The first thing we targeted was that bastion that repairs him, and it looks like it's still there, but it's not. It's I don't know what's wrong with it. It's clearly a glitch. And the way that you can tell if it's dead or not is take some of your fire outrunners after you stop them and see if you can target it. If you can't target it, it's already gone. So the first part of the base was clearing out the diviners. The second part is just purely using um, Akumas. The next base I won't even use anything but the Akumas, and we'll do basically the same thing and clear out everything. Um, I'm really not sure which one is faster. I feel like this way is faster, clearing out the other things, but it's pretty close. It's pretty close. And either way feels more fun to me than using the hunter to stun it because not stun it, but to trick it because it's sometimes it just doesn't. It won't get tricked, and you have to do it a lot more, and it's kind of not fun and a little bit too repetitive and a little bit boring that way. This is actually not not super fun. Nobody likes taking a second attack on a base, and I've come very, very close to finishing on one attack, but had to set up every single time for a second attack. So, unfortunately, by the way, normally you get 6 minutes and 59 seconds. This base is like 6 minutes, so they took another minute off. They are really trifling up there at Kixeye. So you don't get that much time. I have found that the Commander um, 2 base, I have like 6 or 7 minutes left at the end, and but I have really struggled to finish the Commander 1 base in the 6 minutes that they give you. It's like really short. It used to be 6 minutes and 59 seconds, but not anymore. So on this one, I won't talk through this one because you've already heard what I've had to say, and I basically explained this. This is just going to be purely Akumas. You can get 9 Akumas in here, and pretty much nothing else. You can't even get a Devon in here, so you don't need Devon anyway. So um, it helps to spread everybody out and stay quite a ways back. You don't want those. By the way, I have been shot by those diviners with my Akuma, and it about half kills the Akuma. So be careful of that. Those diviners are. I don't know. I don't know if they nerfed their stuff too, because it doesn't seem like it. So their stuff is probably not nerfed. They probably have a specific thing that they do. What I want to do is this high guard here on the left corner. I want to take him out. Um, and so to do that, I keep grabbing these two. See, these fire outrunners, they don't want to go for the high guards. They want to go for um, the diviners. So I want to take this one high guard out so I can sneak one Akuma by, and then they will naturally go for the high guards. You want to get it pretty far away because you don't want the high guards coming out after you. Okay, now I can sneak by. This is one of those bases where you can't just kill the king, you got to kill all of the buildings and all of the enemies as well. So the high guards have to go. It's a relatively simple base. I don't know if you remember, but typically they would make these bases because you have to do so many of them. It's so repetitive. But you got to get 80 parts, and already I had like 17 parts, and then ever since then, it's just been 2 parts, 2 parts, 2 parts, 2 parts. You would be able to get to like 40 or so before they would start forcing you to get just 2 parts. But they keep tightening their belt and being more and more greedy with us. So this is a lot when you consider you got to get 80 parts and you got to hit it twice. And we don't have that many opportunities to hit the faction assault base. So um, I know what they're doing. They don't like it that we get the Omega on the first event. They want to force us to um, work on the faction assault bases for 3 events to get them. And long ago, I started getting the Omega on the first event. Until this event, I actually may not get the Omega. Probably it's been like 5 years or so. I always get the Omega on the first event. For some reason, they want us to take more time. It doesn't make sense to me because um, if you make a game more fun, I think you're more willing to. What they're interested in is money, right? And if they make the game like a job, then who's paying for it? But if they make it more fun, then I would think that people would be more willing to pay. You just destroy the player base, I don't get it. So now I'm done with that one Akuma. I can bring him back, and the rest of this is pretty equal to the other one that we just watched, which is just keep the Akumas and keep focusing them on taking out the floaters and the diviners, and then probably end attack once that happens, and you should have enough time to kill the Omega Kane in the second attack. I've never failed to get him done in the second attack. So notice how I'm grabbing a couple of guys and I want to take out those floaters. Those floaters do a lot of damage, and they prevent you, they slow you down, and they prevent you from uh, getting any shots off. So you definitely want to get the floaters situated. That was the last floater. Now we're on to the last few diviners. It almost looks like the game froze, but it didn't. See, I want a nice big group of guys. It works a lot better. I tried to get that repair bastion, but that was a mistake. I should have got the last diviners there. You got to get the diviners first. Yeah, I guess this way takes longer now that I think about it, because I don't even think I got the diviners cleared yet. Um, and in the other way, you can get them cleared and then just end attack. You've still got quite a bit of time left, 2 minutes or so. So it's probably faster to do it the other way. Um, and then in the next base, because I did 3 bases on this video, on the next base you'll see the way that I do it most often, and I find that to be the fastest way. And I was running out of time. There was only like 6 minutes left at the end, and so I had to do it fast. So I did it the fast way, and it worked out perfect. So 3 different ways. I'll put that on the video here. 3 different ways of doing the, and then I have a fourth way, which I showed you in my first video. So 4 different ways really of doing this that I have found. And but the third way, that's my favorite way. That's the fastest way, I think. And it's just it's more it's more interesting that way. So you'll see that here coming up. And I think that's it. It'll be self-explanatory because I've already explained pretty much everything else on this base. And in the end, I will use the same method of just using the Akumas on my second attack. So the second attack is going to be the same. And I hope it's helpful. Hope you guys are having a good event. If you are having any problems with the commander set, I got it down to a science. Check out my video on that. It'll be on my page. And I got quite a bit of views on that already. And I got that thing down to a science, and it is so easy. Primarily with just Gus, Braden, primarily Gus though, okay, but but Gus, Braden, and Akumas, and I also use the Proteus in the Commander One base, and then in the very end of the number 2 base, I use Firehawks, and it's pretty cool. I really like this commander set. For me, it's just cakewalk. I've already um, got everything that I could possibly want to purchase in this event already, because for me it's just been really good. I started out the event without Gus, and I was doing the event without Gus, and so I feel your pain if you do not have Gus. Um, but once I got Gus, I had Gus. I mean, I was building him. It took me 17 hours of the event before he was built, and I already had him at level 10, and now he's level 15. But I couldn't use him because there was no um, logistics to build him faster in the event, and I did not buy the logistics because I didn't realize how important it was going to be. Remember to move your Akumas forward, and then you'll have a little bit more time um, on your fire outrunners. Well, I think that was three instead of two. That's the first three that I've seen. So see, there's only a few minutes left. 6 minutes and 59 seconds or something. And that's plenty of time for me to get my first attack done. If you do not know, if there's even like 3 seconds left and you attack, you get to finish the entire base. So this is a common thing for me. I push it right to the end um, of these faction assaults. I'll do the last attack, and I'll literally have like seconds left usually. Yeah, I didn't. The shock wasn't working in that last one, so I realized I had to add the shock. It had run out. But this right here, guys, I'll let you watch it. This is my favorite way of doing it. I think it's the fastest way and um, the easiest way. But you have to use more units. All right, man. Hope it was helpful. Have a good one, guys and gals.